Whoop! What's going on? Welcome back to yet again another Getting to Know the Artist. As most of y'all know by now, I am Wiggles, and the man next to me is J Flow Antes. Is that how you pronounce
Yes.
that? All
Antes,
right,
yes,
we
yes.
okay. We got J Flow Antes next to me, hanging out with Wiggles. We're gonna break it down. Y'all know how this goes. You could help out this time, but I still got plenty of questions. So just saying. At any rate, we're just gonna jump right into our questions for you, man. You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. What is your name? Where was you born and raised? And where do you currently live right now?
My name is Joseph Antes, aka J Flow Antes, born and raised in Battle Creek, Michigan, and currently live in Battle Creek, Michigan.
All right. So you just never moved? That was personal
Um,
choice, or you?
I've been to Texas and back, and I've lived up in Saginaw Bay City area for a couple years. I just moved back here recently, actually.
All right, I feel it. I guess Michigan's just home, huh?
Yeah, there's a curse with that town. If you're from Battle Creek, you'll hear it once in a while. You'll say the curse is once you leave, you always come back, and it really is a curse.
Hell yeah! I was just highlighting some of the people in here. We got Ryan Lovejoy, Zack Attack, Teasy, Dominic
Zach the Cheese,
Palmanera.
what up?
Hell yeah! Whoop
I knew it
whoop,
goes back.
guys.
I see your message, buddy.
All right. Next question for you is: Are you a Juggalo? How long have you been down? And do you consider yourself a Juggalo rapper?
I'd say I'm not a Juggalo rapper, although I do know a lot of Juggalos who that do rap, and I also have private songs with. I can't say I am a Juggalo though because I've been a fan since like I don't know, since I was like 6 years old. My favorite song was my axe. Like I literally knew
Hell
everything.
yeah!
Like the teachers didn't know what I was singing, you know what I mean? But I knew who I was singing, and you know,
Right.
like I'd say when I first started listening to like the Juggalo scene, it was like a lot of Freak Show, Bizarre, some Green Book. You know, I started listening to all that stuff. I'd say what the fuck, the Amazing Jackal Brothers. That was one of my highlights. Honestly, I like that one a lot. Dark Lotus, the Opaque Brotherhood. A lot of people don't say it's their favorite. It is my favorite though.
Man, if I had to pick a favorite album, I'd probably say Great Malenko to be real.
Yeah,
And
that
that
is a good
sounds
one.
like a cliche go to, but that's just what I was hit on, 2002. I was 12, 13 years old. Great Malenko was the shit, boy.
Hell yeah.
Cousin Lindsay came and, he was wearing a Great Malenko jersey, spider braided hair, and me and my buddies just thought that was the dopest shit ever. And from there, it was history. So I feel it. Yeah.
See, I was a little younger though, so like it was like my older peers that were probably your age that were listening to what you were listening to, showing me the stuff that I knew. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Right. Okay. So then you definitely consider yourself a juggalo or juggalo
yeah,
adjacent or
yeah. Somewhere in there. I'm not exactly sure what I would call myself, but it's up for other people who want to figure it out. Label me whatever. That's on them.
no,
I
yeah.
love the music and the culture, the family. So there ain't nothing wrong with it.
Okay. So what inspired you to start making music?
Oh man, so I just went through a divorce about 2 years ago, and I was at the lowest point of my life, dude. I couldn't find the fucking will to even eat, dude. I lost like 15 pounds. I was I was not looking good, you know what I mean? And then one night it was just like I was sitting in my house alone up north in Saginaw, and I was playing some music on YouTube, and I was like, I don't remember what I was listening to exactly, but a instrumental came on, you know what I mean? Like it just came on by itself and I was like, fuck it. I just started freestyling to it. I was like, I like, maybe I should actually do this for fun, And I was like, you know what? I got on bed. I found like I looked up some shit because I didn't know nothing about studios or nothing like that, who to record with or how to or nothing. And I found BandLab was like a free thing, so I downloaded that, put together a little quick beat, wrote some shit because I was, in my feelings and shit, and I had a friend up there. His name's Jason, and he actually is an artist too. His name is Protege, and he actually got me to go to an open mic at BMO's Bar, which was an event that an artist named McNass was running, which was part of Team Feeling Good, Team Melon made. And him and Jacob Peters are awesome people, by the way. If you guys don't know him, look him up. But yeah, I went to a open mic up there, and I just pulled the courage to pull my depressed ass out of a house and play a song I made on BandLab. You know what I mean? And I performed it, and the whole bar was just hopping. I was like, no fucking way, I was just like amazed. They were, and like people were like clapping and shit, and they were like, "Dude, did you produce that yourself?" And I was like, "Yeah." I mean, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing though. And the worst
Right, just
part
kind of
was,
winging
yeah, the
it.
worst part was is while I was mixing the song, my computer froze, and I was only able to save like one mix down that was it sounded like straight ass, like to me, anyways. And it still really does. Like I would love to remake it one of these days, but like I lost all my stems, and I like did I was so new at the shit, I didn't know how to redo it again. Like I knew it, you know what I mean. There's no way I was gonna replicate it. You know what I mean? And like I still
Right.
got that song, but that was what started it right there.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful, man. Uh, so then, who do you look up to in the music industry as far as like current and past, underground and mainstream, even?
Um. I mean, I just do it as simple as I can. So, growing up, I listened to a lot of Eminem. Typical white person saying that shit right, la da da di da. But I did though. I listened to a lot of Eminem, and then through him, I found like 50 Cent and stuff like Lloyd Banks and other rappers like that and stuff. But like I had my cousins, like I said, that were your age, that were more into the Juggalo scene, going to the Gathering every year, and they got me into the Twisted ICP, Blaze, ABK, all that stuff, and I started listening to some of that. And then like I found Cottonmouth Kings. I was into the stoner shit for a while. I found Tech Nine through
Yeah,
Cottonmouth Kings and Everybody Move, and that's when I really I started to really fall in love with Tech Nine. I started hearing his music about Psychology 101 era. You know what I mean? So it wasn't that old, but it kind of was in his newer stuff. He was just starting to transition as an artist because I found out after finding him, I started listening to his older stuff too, and I realized like, because he's changed up a little bit his style, like as he's been getting fresher and fresher and stuff, and like I, since then and up, I've been a big Tech Nine fan. He's probably who I listen to the most. Well, until I started making music, then I really don't listen to a lot of much other artists anymore. I listen to more of my own music, but I still listen to other artists. I just try not to flood my playlist with other too much music because then I start feeling like it's gonna fuck with my originality. Because like I don't want to sound like any other artist when I'm making my music because I want to be me.
bro, deep. That's deep. I can respect that to a point. I mean, but there ain't no like mainstream artists you be fucking with though. Like on the radio that you'd hear on the radio.
You know what's funny, and you're probably gonna shit yourself when you hear this, but probably not. But like, I haven't listened to the radio in fucking 10 plus years, dude.
No, because now you got me wondering when was the last time I listened to the radio.
I don't even
Like
know who any mainstream artist would
genuinely,
be. Like, who's
I
mainstream
don't.
anymore?
I don't think it was 10 years.
Jelly
Jelly
Roll, Jelly
Roll,
Roll is Jelly Roll
Post
mainstream?
Malone,
I don't.
NF, what Bones,
I
uh,
fucks with NF's music. My brother Nathan, who's ironic, my brother's my twin brother. I have a twin brother. His initials are NF. So it literally my brother, it's crazy, it's my brother's favorite rapper. I do fuck with NF's music. I don't listen to it a lot, but he's definitely got some hard ass bars and some good songs. So like I can't say I've listened to a few of them quite often here and there whenever I'm in the right mood for it though. It's like he's got like that. When I'm depressed,
Dumb
he's one
Lighters.
thing
You
to
know
listen to.
you bumping Taylor Swift. She's mainstream.
I don't know. I used to think she was cute back in middle school, but fuck, that was 20
Nah.
years ago.
Nah, I feel it. It really, since you put it that way, like it's not been 7 years yet for me, but definitely at least three since I've like I'm gonna turn on the radio. No, I do have to use a radio to connect my phone to it to the vehicle, but it
Yeah.
ain't like I'm skipping through all the what the hell evers. I'm going to
Yeah.
my sync channel
I'm,
and
I don't know if like people consider Tech Nine to be mainstream these days or what, but like I say him, a little bit of Kendrick. Not a lot though. I have
Yeah,
a few
Kendrick.
songs that are kind of old though, actually, like Swimming Pools and stuff like that. Money Trees. I like some of his older stuff. Wiz Khalifa's older stuff. Like I don't know if I listen to a lot of today's rappers.
I ain't
Like
gonna lie, I fuck with Sam Smith in a Weekend when everybody accused him of being the devil for doing that song and dressing how they dressed or whatever. That snapped in my head. Anytime somebody's like, "Oh, that's wrong, that's the devil," I'm like, I'm gonna go check this out. It's a weird
yeah,
thing I got. Like, I gotta go explore. Then, if the
yeah,
unanimous, I can't say the word, but like
unanimously.
an amount of
That's pretty good
people
though.
are like,
Unanimous.
you know what I'm saying? Like you made that much of an impact. Now I'm gonna go check it out. I ain't even gonna hate on you. Get it? Because they're all Bible thumping whatevers,
Mhm.
but
Oh yeah,
like,
there's so many different cultures out here in this earth, and that people listen to like all these kinds of music and stuff, and not everybody's gonna agree on the same shit. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And
right,
that's why it's good
right,
to have diversity, though. You know what I mean?
absolutely, absolutely. Um, and speaking of that, then this kind of ties in with that question. Who do you the same people that you mentioned that you listen to, is that who you look up to and to like inspire from then, or are you saying you just
Honestly,
do
it's
your own thing?
honestly the inspiration I get more comes from these smaller artists that I see that are blowing up, that are pushing their dreams and doing what I want to do with myself. Because like I've learned the other day, someone asked me a question, is like, what's your goal in music, and like what are you trying to do? And I was like, well, and after like talking to him for a few minutes, he's like, so your goal is to make a name for yourself. And I was like, yeah, and I guess I never really thought about it, but it's like that's what I want to do, is make a name for myself. And like seeing other artists like Seuss Mace, Cartoon Bondurant, fucking Enoch X Mortis, he's dope as fuck. Like these are all artists that are blowing up. Kung Fu Vampire's bigger.
Ethical.
Fucking official Hearst boy. Like he's fucking fire, dude. Like
I love hers. I have a special spot
all
in
these
my
smaller
heart
artists that
and
are
my
blowing up,
ears for
dude.
motherfucking hers.
My motivation. Mars Hall, he's a big one. He's got a hell of a following, and his fans are loyal as shit. You know what I mean? King Wicked, he's been getting bigger. You know what I mean? Like all these other artists that are dope as hell, and like, and I have chances and songs with all these people. Like people like actually when I hit them up, they give me the attention I want. Like let's work and we collab and like we make dope music together. You know what I mean? I don't waste people's time. Like I want to
Right.
be like. I want to be the next collab king. Like I want to have songs with so many fucking artists. You can't even like write them all down in a book.
Right, right. Like, oh yeah, I bet J Flo's on this somewhere, somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my goal. And it's
uh,
like I may not be able to afford all the features though. That's the thing that sucks. Like money limits me, and that's why I'm graceful when artists give me discounts on features, or some do them for free, or verse for verse. You know what I mean? I'm down for that. Or splits. If I got to give you 75% splits of a fucking song, and you're a dope ass artist, and I got to pay nothing or even pay a little fee, I'm still doing it. You know what I mean? Just to get my name out
right.
there with you.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt. So speaking of that and being the feature king, any current projects in the works, or what's next? You got any more
Oh man. So
openers or concerts, or you
I
got a new
haven't really
EP
been
coming out, or
I haven't been focused on really planning any more events to do performance wise, because I have so many projects in the studio that I'm working on, that I've been like pushing off, and new ones that keep coming every day. I swear at least twice a week I'm doing another feature, or got another feature planned for another artist. So like there's that. I got multiple EPs I'm working on with different artists right now. Me and Rocky Rob are working on one for our group we're starting called Shadows of the Night. It's just me and him duo group. We also have a single we're working on and an album we're working on, all different projects. Then me and Godspeed Kazoo, fan to some, friend to some, and foe to most. Um, Good kid. He just has a little bit of learning to do. Me and
yeah?
him got Raising Hell Part One. We just released. Raising Hell Part Two is coming out soon. He's got mad bars and mad skill, man. That's why I'm trying to keep pushing him out here. He doesn't. He's less fortunate than even me, so I've been trying to help him out, and he's been staying with me and shit in my camper. So like you know what I mean? Get him off the
Who
streets and
Godspeed?
Yeah, we've been trying to find him a job for the last like 2 months, and I'm like even myself, I've been job searching for about 3 months since I came down here.
Bro,
Four
I've
months.
been laid off from my job for the last month and a half. I'm trying to get a job at Dollar Tree just to hang me over with some
Dude,
unemployment till they
that's what
call me
I've
back.
that's what about what I've come down to is like I'm gonna have to suck it up and do like one of these shittier jobs or something just to get by, or
Just
like
to
I'm not gonna.
right. I mean, it at least shows you ain't a complete, bum. And I'm not saying anybody's a
Yeah,
bum. I'm
yeah.
saying for me, that's me.
Yeah, and like since I've had so much free time from not working, I've had so much time to work on music. And like I still am a man of being able to I'm a hustling motherfucker, dude. Like I'm always buying, selling stuff, fixing things, doing side jobs. I'm always coming up with money when I need to because one thing it is, even if I don't have a job for the last 6 months now, I've had my bills stay paid. I stay buying features, stay buying beats. I stay focused. I'm always busy working on music when I'm not job searching, you know what I mean? So like, yeah.
What? Sorry, but we gotta give a shout out to Riggy
What up,
Rigman.
Rickman?
Rigman advertisements on my fucking Facebook, but he need to be on YouTube too. But everybody go check this dude out right here. Thank you for
What's up,
stopping by,
Rickman?
Riggy. We appreciate you.
Riggy Smalls.
Um, yeah. So obviously a lot of projects then, huh? You said fuck some concerts. Y'all don't get to see me. You ain't gonna
Yeah.
see me till you hear me.
Yeah,
It's
because like
coming
I got
out.
yeah, and on top of all that, there's one EP I have out right now called Nightmares and Dreamscapes. It's a dubstep EP produced by Thick Chris, and I put it out just more or less so people can fall in love with the beats because I'm writing stuff to every one of them. It's harder because it's not my typical thing, but I'm writing songs to all of them, and I got Mike Tech so far. He's hopping on one of them, and man, it'll be our third song we have together, and that dude is just freaking magic.
Thick Chris is freaking like the best mixture. I swear he's so underrated producer. Even he does it all. He sings, he mixes, masters, beats. Chris is cool. I just had to
Yeah,
give him a shout out.
he's a
He's
beat wizard and all that.
man.
Sadly, me and him haven't been talking the last month. I don't know what happened. I mean, I know me and
Oh,
Cartoon had some tension between us, and some shit things got said between us and shit. And then I don't know, mainly because I was upset that he did some skits, and he may have put me in them as like something to joke about, and I took it a little too to heart because I was like, man, what the hell is he like throwing me in these skits acting like I'm a hater for? When like I can show you right now, I got all of his. I got a bunch of shirts. I got all of his merch, CDs. I got 5 songs with him. You know what I mean? So I felt like he
right.
was just like almost disrespecting me, throwing shade a little bit. And
I think, I mean, and I can't speak because I don't know your exact, and I don't even want you to really elaborate on that one. But
yeah.
I know from my experience with Chris in cartoon, and they the homies that I've like interpreted quite a bit of shit from them, and then like it had to get to like where we actually sent a voice message because like you can misinterpret
Yeah.
typing words, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But and then it'd be like, "Hey, bro, I'm sorry," and he's like, "What? It
But
wasn't
you
even."
know,
And then so I don't know what the case is, and hopefully maybe whatever it squashes,
yeah,
you
that
know.
I know. I've been trying to show him love, even though I think he has me blocked right now. I've been trying to show them nothing but love when I see them on, like, I share their, anything related to them and show them love still. It is what it is. I just, got to move on with myself and keep focusing on myself. But,
Yeah, and speaking
I
about
have
your
nothing but
stuff
respect
though,
for him, though. That's one thing I
yeah,
wanted to say is I got respect for him.
I get it. Speaking about your stuff though, what's your favorite song of yours that you have done so far?
Man, that's probably one of the hardest questions because I love so many of my
Or
songs.
maybe give us a few then, like a top three or four or something.
Mm, Legion with Seuss Mace on the Darkness Collabos Part 4 is one of my favorites that I've done. It's just real dark and gruesome. It's fucking straight horrorcore. You know what I mean? I love it.
Right.
Number two would probably be Dark Place with Rocky Rob. That one dipped into my emotions and pulled out some shit that's happened in my life. You know what I mean? Got real in
Right.
depth. And then for number three, man, I have like fucking 50 songs probably already. Uh,
Listen, the fact that you like so many of your songs is pretty dope. Like that means I'm guessing you actually listen to your own songs,
Oh
perhaps,
yeah,
and
and
rather that's
yeah,
on just an enjoyment or a educational perspective. You obviously, you pay attention to your own stuff. You're
it's
not
more
just making
enjoyment.
shit and putting it out there, you
Hmm.
know. So
It's like
I
I'm
can
proud of
appreciate
myself every
that.
time I hear them. It's like, damn, I did so good on this. And sometimes I hear them and I'm like, and I start criticizing, like, oh, I could have did that better. But you know what? It is what it is. That's what makes it art.
I interviewed an artist a little while ago, well before the Ouija concert, NGS, and I love that he said, and I quote, "If you as an artist don't see progression after a certain period of time, you probably should just give it up because if you're not
Yeah,
applying yourself and learning and saying, oh, I done this wrong, I can do this better, I want to strive to be better, then what's the
yeah.
point?" Like.
Yeah, and that's one of my biggest, I'd say, strengths. Then, even though I feel like sometimes it's a downfall, is I'm my biggest critic, and I'm always trying to like improve on everything. And it's like there's some songs where I've like the it's called Autopilot. I've been working on that track for almost as long as I've been making music, which is about a year and a half, a little over a year and a half, almost 2 years now. And I just now released it. Just now released it, and I've literally been working on it since I started because like I had the hook written and everything within 5 minutes of hearing the beat, and coming up with a verse and finding the right feature for it, and recording the right, getting everything exactly the way I wanted it. It's taken me so many tries. I've released it twice and taken it down. You know what I mean? And now it's back up again.
That's dope. Let me
Yeah.
take a second. The people in here, if you guys could hit the like button, it's a small gesture from you, but a big favor to me and the YouTube algorithm. It shoots it out. It allows more people to come in, even some new people that maybe aren't regulars, and get some different kind of people in here, seeing who he is and whatnot. I'd really appreciate it. And I didn't mean to cut you off, man.
No, you're all right, man. I appreciate it.
um, okay, so then realistically, where do you hope to see yourself in 5 years? What's your 5 year plan?
My 5 year plan is I want to have at least 100,000 followers, and I want to be able to at least be doing shows across the United States, even if they're not big ones. You know what I mean? I don't really have any ideal venues in mind because I haven't really done a lot of research on them and stuff and all that. But I've just been focusing on getting. I want to have a bunch more music. I want to have pretty much all my projects that I'm working on right now done within 5 years, and I have a lot of
Now,
beats on here.
now, do you think you will have your own LLC, or you'd want to be signed to a label, or the LLC being your own label, or you're just independent the whole ride, and that's where it is? And
I mean,
is there any?
I'm independent right now, and I plan on being independent unless someone comes at me with a good deal. You know what I mean? But I have to feel like that they're not just in it for just the money. Like I want this. Like if I ever join a label, they gotta care about my music as much as they care about my well being. Like I don't want them using me like Britney Spears. Like
Yeah, bruh,
straight
that's
up. Like
facts.
you gotta know your
Um,
worth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt. If not music, then what would you be doing? Do you have another hobby? Would you just be working a 9 to 5, or just there's no way it wouldn't be something to do with music?
I mean, I've always, in perspective, had a close passion for anything, hobbies that have music related things. So, like, my biggest thing before I started making music, my biggest hobby was building subwoofers, doing car audio system installations. I can pretty much tear apart any subwoofer and rebuild it. I've actually had my own design. I came up with a little logo, JA Designs, when I was like 15, and I've been rebuilding speakers for over a decade, and that's something I still do on the side, even while I make music.
Damn. Okay. So you would have something going on, huh?
Yeah, and then
Uh,
on the side of that, I also rebuild and gaming computers, fix electronics. I'm always doing side work, carpentry for people and stuff like that. Landscaping, lawn care. I'm a man of all trades, just about.
oh, I feel it, man. Jack of all trades, master of none. Well, obviously you mastering some. I couldn't rebuild a modem or some shit like that.
Yeah, it's fun.
Uh, so then, as a kid, you wanted to be a singer, or maybe you wanted to be a paleontologist?
Well, as a kid, I didn't never really knew what I wanted to be. Like I never like even when they asked me in school like what do you want to be when you grow up? I never knew what to
Right.
say because it's like there's so many possibilities but nothing ever seemed right. Like I didn't have ever had my heart set on something. And music's kind of creeped its way into my life on its own. So you know what I mean? I'm just taking it as like a godsend. Like it's been real hard for me to find a job lately, but my music's just taken off on its own and people, my fucking Spotify has been bumping. It's like 500% than it was last month. Like
Hell yeah.
it's crazy.
Congrats, man. That's awesome. I bet it feels good to actually see that.
Yeah, seeing some momentum. And I've been getting more interaction on Facebook right now, even though I just made this account a few months ago because somehow I got locked on my old one. With half as many followers, I have twice as much reach this year than I did last year.
Yeah. Dude, that's I don't know. This is like the year for artists. That's where last year I said it was, but like this year it really is. Like I see a lot of I'm meeting, doing these interviews and
Hmm.
through Facebook and like people are getting a hold of me out of nowhere and like people I never ever heard of and it's crazy, but I'm excited about it and
Yeah.
I know to you that might be oh that's competition. I don't want to hear about it. But like just generally speaking, like I see it more the engagement with like people engaging with those artists on their posts and stuff like that. So it's definitely a vibe or whatever.
So one thing I want to share about me real quick, since I know I heard the comment, I might look at other people as competition. I want to hop onto that. So I really don't look at anyone else as competition. I only look at myself as my own competition. Like I want to be
Ooh,
better tomorrow than I was today. And if you there's one thing
yeah,
you can notice by like, if you're actually on my regular Facebook page, which that's where I add a lot of people and then I try to promote them to my actual artist page. That's the best way I know how to network right now. Besides having people share and like stuff is I literally just want to like I share so many other people's stuff because I just want to show love. Like I want to see everybody else make it to the top. You know what I mean? There is no one equal to be worth competition in my eyes. Like, and I'm not saying that disrespectfully. I just mean like I respect everybody else enough to not want to, disrespect them because I respect
yeah,
myself.
yeah. No, you're in your own lane. You're focused on you,
Yeah,
and wherever that they go versus you go is
exactly.
not
Yeah,
your.
and I'm sending them blessings as they go. If they want to look at things another way, I'm sorry for them, but like, I literally
Right.
I have no reason to wish anything on anyone else. Like I got my I look up to my grandma. She passed away, and I look up to her a lot, and I try to think like sometimes like what would she want me to do? Because she was the most caring, loving person, and she passed away when I was like 12, and she was like my best friend. So it's like sometimes I try to think like what would she want me to do right now if she was here today.
Yeah, and I'm sorry about that. That's kind of young to
I
lose your
appreciate it.
grandma.
Yeah, my
Um,
memory's pretty great too. So I remember everything too vividly. It's just I think that's what makes my music good too, is because like I'm able to like hear a beat and pull like a story out of the beat, and like the stories like are telling. I can't write a song without a beat. It's weird. Like I don't know what story to
so you
tell because
don't
there's so much
freestyle
happening.
right and then find a beat. You
No,
have
I
to
find a
listen to
beat
a
and then I
beat
write
and
and freestyle to it. Yeah.
yeah, okay. All right, interesting. Um, the big one I like to ask here is have you played or been to the Gathering of the Juggalos? And if so, how many times to both accords? So have you played it and have you attended it?
No, I've never played there. I was supposed to go attend this year, but my Jeep has been a piece of shit, and I could not find a ride. Which I know is kind of a
Oh,
poor excuse, but I had a lot of shit going on. I'd literally sunk over $1,000 into my Jeep within like 3 months while not working. Keep in mind, replacing parts for just like one thing after another. They literally stand for just empty every pocket. But now the good news is for this question is next year I'm definitely gonna be there, and I'd probably be performing, maybe not like main stage or side stage or anything, but got Bud or the group that I'm in goes there every year and they do their own little parking lot parties and they bring their own
yeah.
equipment and they do their own little venue. You know what I mean? So
Oh yeah, there's
I'll
always
definitely
little
be there.
side whatnot events going on and
Yeah.
shit. So
So I'll
from what I
definitely be
hear,
there. I'll be there with Got Bud Records, showing some love for the first time for my whole life because how many years I've been wanting to go to the gathering of the Juggalos, and it's just like it's never really I never
Been
really been able to make
possible?
my way into it. You know what I mean? It's like so much other things going on. I tried starting a family. You know what I mean? That's how I ended up getting divorced. And like before that, I don't know. I spent probably my decade, the last decade after high school, in relationships and really wasting my time. Not really wasting my time, but like if I would have started making music then when I was 18, I could be way further than I am now. You know what I mean? But it's like it's
It
not time
took
wasted.
me
It's never time wasted. It's just lessons learned. So
right. It took me
yeah.
19 years, homie. You ain't telling me nothing. Last year was my first year finally getting to go, and I've been down since I was 13, and I'm 32.
I
Like,
know, dude. It's
life
crazy.
sucks,
Like,
bro. And
hmm
I get it. Shit happens. And I don't know. Somebody last year, everybody was telling me, you know, it just wasn't your time then, but this
hmm
year's your time. And like last year was my time. I had moved to Indiana right here on the Ohio border for the first time in, I don't know, the last 10 years. I had stability in my life. I've held
hmm
the same job. I was buying a home. I had a significant other that worked, not just whatever. And it was my job to take care of everything. And just everything worked out and the cards lined up and I was able to go. This year I'm battling the unemployment shit, this, that, and another. I don't know if I'm going to the gathering this year yet again, but I'm gonna try to make ballas here soon. And
So
I don't know, maybe about some JO3, but you ain't even got to explain yourself. Like I
yeah,
get it. And if somebody want to give you shit about it, tell them suck it. Well,
yeah,
but
yeah,
but yeah, all right, that's cool. So next year's your year, dude. You're
yeah,
going
yeah.
2025, Gathering of
And
the
usually
Legends. J Flow
next,
is gonna be there, parking lot bumping.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like so, I'm usually a person who, if I set a goal, I can almost always reach that goal with like somehow. You know what I mean? So like, if I say to myself, I want to go to the gathering this year for sure, and I literally will tell people to fuck off because like that's my mindset, and that's been my mindset with other things, obviously. But this
Right.
coming year, that's gonna be the fucking year, you know.
I feel it. So then you've done quite a few collabos. If you could collab with any artist that you haven't so far, mainstream or underground, who would it be?
I mean, out of all any and all artists, would definitely always hands down be Tech Nine would be my first choice always. Because if it
Oh
wasn't for
yeah.
him, man, if it wasn't for him, like when I was in high school, I didn't have a lot of friends, and I was like that manic depressant teenager that didn't have no friends and didn't talk to nobody. And I played video games, and if I wasn't playing video games, I was depressed or sleeping. So like I listened to a lot of Tech Nine, and like I don't know, just like his music resonated with me, and like I just became a really big fan of Tech Nine. And then like later in my after like if, my relationship decade, um, my divorce happened, and then I started listening to a lot more Tech Nine again, and like again like songs like Alone and shit like that, like Low, Rain, Red Nose, like I don't know why the shit resonated with me so much. Like I just wanted to like become like one day maybe like write music and do a song with him. Like I thought that, like who knows, but I never really acted on the making music part. And now it's like
Right.
maybe that I actually make music that could actually be a dream come true one day, you know what I mean?
Manifest it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Um, have you ever met anyone famous to you? So like obviously I met ICP and I've met Ouija and I've hung out with King Wicked and some pretty dope artists actually, but I try to use in my example that I met Polly Shore. He came to the city I was living in and done a comedy skit or whatever, and that's a famous
Mm.
comedian that I met. Have you met anybody famous to you? And it can be whoever. I mean, whoever's famous to you. I just use that as my example.
Yeah, that's a good question. Who's the most famous person I've met is how I'm taking it. Um I've met MC Chris. He's also known as the MCP Pants off Aqua Team Hunger Force.
Yeah,
Yep,
that is cool.
I seen him live down in Texas when I was 17 at I think it was called the Red Zone. I think is what it was, like a little backyard bar type thing in downtown. It was bumping
Right.
loud as fuck though. Uh, But I'd say him. He's probably the biggest. I've met the singer, the lead singer for Green Jelly, which
Okay.
to some
I
people
know
that
the
ain't
band.
shit, but to some people it is. Cause like when I was like little, I heard that song when my aunt had on a cassette tape. Little pig, let me in. Like that little fucking like death metal version
Yes,
of fucking Three
grunge.
Little Pigs. Like, and it's like I never thought in my life I would ever meet the fucking singer to that band. You know what I mean? It was just like no way. Like I got a picture with him and everything. It was
It's
awesome.
nostalgia, man.
Yeah,
That's cool. Um, okay, yeah. What's your favorite color?
red.
Okay, me too.
Red and black and
Uh,
white. Honestly, like the colors of my logo are that for a reason. Cause like those are my favorite
okay,
colors.
yeah. Favorite domesticated and wild type animal.
Favorite domesticated would probably be my dog, Axel. He's a
All
pit bull
right.
bully. Wild animal would probably always be a cheetah. I don't know why. When I was a kid, I loved cheetahs because they were fast. You know what I mean? Like
Hell yeah. No, I'm with it.
it's an
Mine would be
impressive
dogs.
creature.
Yep, mine would be dogs and pit bulls too. I own a couple of those, and mine would be a white tiger
Hell
because
yeah,
they're
that's also
fucking
dope.
awesome. uh, okay, being in the underground scene, how do you try to separate? And you kind of answered this earlier, but you can just elaborate a little bit on it. Being in the underground scene and being that it's so big, how do you try to separate yourself from other artists?
Well, I show love to everybody. I don't hate and I don't discriminate. Anybody who wants to collab with me, I most always don't ever charge. I do accept donations for verses though because I'm broke. And I'm not afraid to say
Right?
it. It's like I'm a single dad. I have two daughters. One I don't have custody of, but I still see like through video and stuff lately because my music has brought me and my ex a little closer together. You know, and that's like awesome as fuck. Like I went over a year and a half without seeing my daughter and music. I made a song for my daughter, and my ex ended up seeing it, and like it just made you know what I mean. It was awesome. Like so, me and my daughter got to reunite through that. Um, what was the question again?
Oh, but just how you
Oh yeah,
separate yourself, and
yeah,
you just
yeah,
said you're
dude. It's
not
like I just try
faking
to
you.
be. I just try to be genuine as possible and show everybody love and my music. I don't try to write about shit that I don't do. I mean, some of the horrorcore stuff obviously is a little like far fetched, but not really. But my music's about like transitioning my emotions and things I've been through into dope songs for people to hear,
Yeah, yeah.
And I just try
Uh,
to be original. That's it.
so we have made it to the second page of questions. If there is anybody in the chat that has any questions for him, please put them in the chat. I'll highlight them so he can see them. You might even be able to see the chat on another device, and we'll get those asked. I want to thank everybody that's been here this far and hanging out with us. I appreciate you guys more than you
Word.
know.
Appreciate it.
How you find this man's music? I looked up J Flow and there is only a few.
So that's why I changed my. I originally started as J Flow, and then I found that out myself. I changed my name to J Flow Antes because my last name is actually Antes. So I wanted to incorporate my name into my rapper name. That way, I could diversify myself and make it more unique. So you have to search J Flow Antes, like just like in the this chat right here. I have it spelled just how you want to search it next to my face.
Do you put the dash in it or no?
Yes, you want the dash. J dash flow space antes. And I'll be the only one and first one that pops up. Guaranteed every time.
Hell yeah. All right, so you touched on this a little bit, but it's just a question, so I'm gonna go ahead and ask it. What kind of music did your parents listen to?
Oh man. This is awesome. So my mom, she is more like the classic rock, death metal. Not really too death metal-y though, but like 90s metal was what we'd most people call it. We'd more call it
Right,
like alternative now, I guess. It's crazy how genres change like that. But my mom likes like
right.
Corn, System of a Down, Rush, stuff like that.
Slipknot.
Yeah, she hates Guns N' Roses though, so gotta give Kim that.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, she doesn't like Axl Rose.
DNR, what'd they do to her?
She said she went to a Guns N' Roses concert when she was growing up, and she's seen Axl Rose kick a fan in the face. So she doesn't like Guns N' Roses because of that.
I mean, well, maybe they were being arrogant.
I
But
don't know, but I mean, she likes lots of other cool bands. Honestly, one of my favorite ones my mom got me into growing up is Pantera. I fucking
yeah.
yeah. My dad, on the other hand, he's complete opposite. And they say opposites attract. I guess so. My mom's the stoner. My dad's the drinker. My dad likes country.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
like
yeah, no, that's
Kingstone
what I like.
Senior and Travis Tritt and I mean all that stuff.
Do you think any of that inspired or like affects how you make or do music? Did you listen to the same kind of music
I
then,
mean,
or no?
I
Or
got to hear I got to hear a fair share of both. I can't say I don't like country. I don't listen to it as like my prime thing, but like if someone's playing some country around me, I vibe with it. You know what I mean? But I'm not super like I'm gonna go look up this country song that just came out. I'm not a big fan like that. I like
right?
country. I like the country rap genre more than I like country. So like Up Church and stuff like that. That's more Hickerbilly Short. I got some songs with him. Like me and him, like that's the kind of country I like. Now, as to the rock and the metal, I love all of that. I love System of Down, Corn. Anything you could think of in that genre. Just about all that remains. Avenged Sevenfold, the older shit like Waking the Fallen, like My
Avenged
Chemical.
Sevenfold
Yeah,
was dope. Nah,
yeah,
I fuck with them a little bit. Well, their old stuff, like 2000s era
yeah,
Avenged Sevenfold.
yeah. Back when they actually tried doing
It's
screamo.
almost easy, bro. That song's like
Yeah, yeah.
what?
Unholy Confessions was my holy grail.
Yeah, yeah, I feel it. Um, okay, that's dope. I feel it. My mom, I guess I country is what was forced in my face. I didn't get to have hip hop until my brother Donnie came into the picture, and like today, I don't really like a lot of country either. I have a favorite country singer, and I think that's almost forced, and then just acquired like Gary Allen, and then I got a couple favorite country songs, but yeah, I'm not going looking for it or looking up the new
Hmm.
country top CMT chart. No, so I feel it. And then my mom also a Bible thumper, so gospel. Like I listen to literally anything that isn't gospel or opera, though. Like if it's got a good beat, I don't even necessarily got to know the words or
I got a question for
really
you.
what's that?
What's your favorite country song? And then I'll
Man,
answer
right
mine
now, like right now,
right now.
probably Tennessee whiskey. If I had to be put on the spot for a favorite country song, but like I could say every Gary Allen album.
Um,
Album.
my favorite country song is probably Whiskey Lullaby.
Ooh, I hate. I don't hate. I just that
It's a
one
good.
hit. It
Yeah,
hit,
yeah.
and I have lost, family and to like similar, and it really hit. So
Or
it's a good
As the Devil
song. I don't
Knows.
hate it. Garth Brooks, yeah. When I was in jail, there was this dude that made a prison version of that song, and
Oh
it
gosh.
it was pretty funny, but it was cool. Like it was a pass the
Mhm.
time by type shit. So yeah, no, country obviously hits your feels, your sobs usually,
Oh
and I don't
yeah.
really care for the. It's not my like
That's
sad country is what I like,
that's because
sadly
I
or
feel like
whatever.
country derives from the blues. You know what I mean?
Right, right. Bluegrass and soul. Yeah, dude. So, but typically I don't. Yeah, I don't listen to country either. It's weird. You saying that's like got me thinking of like, what would I listen to right now? And that's what I'm saying. Tennessee whiskey. That song
Oh
hits
yeah.
me so good because I still got to have me a drink occasionally. I don't
Heck yeah.
drink all the time, but when I go out to eat, I have me a couple Long Islands, and I'll listen to that song just because I'm tipsy. Like you don't need to be an alcoholic, so keep that in check.
Yeah.
because I was born one, my father and whatnot. But at
Yeah.
any rate, it ain't about me, damn it. This is about you. Do
It's
you
all.
have any siblings?
Yes, I have an older brother. His name's Billy. Then I have a twin brother named Nathan. And I have a
And do they
step.
support your music? Are they
They, I'd
bumping you?
say, I'd say they both bump me here and there. I also have a half sister. I almost said step. I have a half sister in Texas named Jacqueline as well, who's 10 years older than me.
TZ is like, can you tell me something? Is this Chet LB? Because if it is, I swear I'm gonna like, I don't make sense of your little questions here, and I'm just gonna start blocking account. She has guns. What?
What's going on?
And just some random. It's like trollish vibe in the comments that Chet. The comments just don't make sense.
Huh.
And do I prefer does equidity? What? Clip. Put your face back. I don't know. I have no idea. At any rate, if you met the younger version of yourself, say 12 or 13 years old, what would you tell yourself, if anything, and why?
Well, I kind of thought about this sometimes to myself, like if I could go back in time, what would I do differently? And it's like it's hard to really say that because or think that because if I was to go back in time and change anything, like who knows if I'd be where I am today and if I would ever became an artist. So it's like it, I went through I've did a lot of dumb shit and I've learned a lot of lessons, and it's like but at the same time, I don't know if I would want to undo any of it because, like again, what if I never became an artist and started making music because of those changes? So it's more like I said, life's just a bunch of lessons.
Facts. I wish mine were a little different, but I get it. You're right. You're probably right. I don't know. Maybe. I think I would just like try to direct myself a little better. Maybe not
Yeah.
ultimately change, like say, don't do this but I'd try to just smack a little more sense into myself. Maybe I'd be better off or better for it, or you know what I'm saying.
And
But
that's why they say
I,
wisdom comes with age, and you can't really rush it. It's like something everybody gets at a different pace. So
right.
I don't know. It
Okay.
is
Yeah.
that yeah. Mm. I'm happy with my
Um.
life, so it is okay.
All right, yeah. Do you think the skill came natural, or did you have to learn and practice? Like some people, they say, are born with a given talent, and then other people like want to do something and they practice, and they're equally as good as that born talented person.
I
Sorry.
mean, I feel like talent only comes so far with anybody, even if you are naturally good at it. Like, for example, I'm a Dragon Ball Z fan. You're gonna love this analogy if you love Dragon Ball Z. My brother once called me Frieza, and I had to understand why. And he said, "You were like Frieza who never trained. You were strong as fuck, and you could, on par with Goku before he went Super Saiyan. You know what I mean? Like, and like now Frieza, lost, and Goku got stronger over the series, and he became, Super Saiyan God, Blue Super Saiyan, or whatever. And Frieza came back after he got resurrected and he trained for 6 months. That's all he did is he trained for 6 months and became Golden Frieza and came back and was able to fight on par with Goku who'd been trained over a decade. You know what I mean? So like
Right.
I feel like after like learning that analogy, I feel like I have talent, but I have to practice with my talent to get to higher places. You know what I mean? Because talent alone ain't just gonna get you where you want to be.
Right. You should always be inspiring to improve yourself
Yeah.
and do better, get
So
better,
whether you're a
hone
Goku
in
and you
on your
gotta, so whether you're a Goku and you gotta battle your way all the way up, you know what I mean, and you don't have that much talent, but you're just brute and keep learning and getting better at it, or if you're a Frieza, you know what I mean, you gotta either way, you gotta put that extra, you gotta put that work into it.
right. No, I dig it. Okay, so then, and you just kind of mentioned this, but it's kind of like a two-part question, so just kind of roll with it. who or what inspired came up with your name and your logo? So do you got a logo? Do you have something that's identifiably you, no matter if it's on a
That
hat, a shirt, whatever? All
that
right, who
Juggalos
came up with
logo.
that?
That was
Was it?
actually I sketched up a few skulls and I sent them off to like some I think I can't remember the name of the Pinterest or something like that. Hit up some Pinterest artists and one of them came back with a few samples and one of them was that one and I liked it and went with it.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
as far as my artist name, I was up freestyling in Saginaw with I believe my homie Flint Child at the time and I think Zach Shields, and they're both dope artists if you want to look them up. I'm gonna have some releases soon. I've had on the back burner with Zach Shields coming out soon too. One I've released once, but I want to release them all as an EP instead of as singles. So that's kind of why they're not out yet. But anyways, back to the question. I was freestyling with them up there in a parking lot, and Flint was like, "Hey, Joe, you need to come up with a rap name, cause like at this time, this is right after I just did that. I did an open mic at BMO's, and this was just soon after that, and I was like, "You're right. So what should I make? What should it be?" And we were sitting there for like 5 minutes just trying to come up with names. And he's like, "You know what?" He's like, "Your name's Joe and you Flow, J Flow." He's like, I was like, "I like that," and I rode with it, and I went by that for a while, right? For like probably about 4 or 5 months, and then when I really started releasing music on DistroKid, that's when I found out there was like three other artists on Distro with the fucking name J Flow. Because I went to look up my
and
shit,
you
and I kept finding other people's shit, and it was getting me so irritated. I was like, you know what? I'm name changing. I was like, all right, rebrand time, J Flow Antes, and I just added my last name
right.
to it, and that fixed my problem. You know what I mean? I had to restart, make a new Facebook. I lost all the followers and subscribers I had, whatever. I don't know where some of them went, but some of them, stayed with me and followed through the transition. But
Right.
I didn't give early enough notice on my Facebook when I transitioned because I kind of like did it overnight and I just like made a post about it, but a lot of people didn't see the post. So when I deleted the page, there wasn't no one like, you know what I mean? I had no way of messaging any of them people because I lost them all instantly. And like only the ones that were waiting that had seen the post were there to follow me back when I made my new page. So yeah, I learned a little lesson there, but it is what it is.
Hell yeah. No, I mean that's learning, move on, and that's what you done. Do you have a favorite movie? And I only highlighted this because this guy's just talking in the chat. I don't even know what they're talking about, but they're talking. So thank you very much for your support and continued comments. It all affects the algorithm and sends it out to more people to
Surname
come in.
strongest insect army the world has ever known.
So Chet,
What?
you are the superstar tonight, my friend.
Oh gosh.
All right. Do you got a favorite movie?
Um, I have a lot of favorite movies. Tropic
Give us
Thunder
only
probably is
three.
all time. Tropic Thunder number one choice. Pineapple Express second choice, and Grandma's Boy third choice.
Okay, if I haven't put on the spot, it's just Blow. Johnny Depp. That's my shit.
I have that movie on DVD too, special edition. It's good.
Yeah.
Step Brothers is probably number 4 or 5. If Blow's 4, Step Brothers is 5.
Hell yeah.
Ted
Did
1 and
you touch
2.
my?
Super Troopers
Uh,
1 and 2.
hell yeah. I don't know.
Dude,
I
there's
didn't
so
really
many good
care for
movies.
two as much. Like one, I'm not big on sequels. They just, I don't know. There's
I don't
some
know.
that are okay, but
I
I'm
think
not
if
big. When
you
it's 7, 8, 9, 10, like no, give it up. In that story.
have
I don't
you
know.
have you ever done shrooms or acid?
Allegedly.
Allegedly, maybe. I've heard if you watch either the Super Troopers or any of the Marvel movies like Doctor Strange, or there's a movie called Everything Everywhere All at Once. If you watch any of those on those, supposedly it's really good.
Okay. I will. Right on. Okay, so we have gotten to my game questions, homie. We're at 54 minutes. It seems to work out this way, and I love it. So these are the either or questions. I'm literally gonna state a couple choices, and you got to pick one or the other or neither, I
Okay.
suppose. But nobody picks neither because that's lame. Uh, Anywho, and yeah, and then I got some. Well, I got a single question, and then I got three fill in the blank, and we'll have you out of here. Unless other people start putting more questions in the chat, that's always a thing, and then we'll ask them as well.
Can I guess one of the
But
questions?
sure,
Is one of them? Are you a ICP fan or Twizzler?
no, because I don't. I
Okay.
try not to bring politics to these. You know what I'm
See,
saying? And I
I
call
always hear
that
that in the
politics.
underground. I was gonna say I'm a Twizzler fan more. I don't care if they
Are
call it
you
Twist.
serious?
I
Oh
love
man,
Twister.
I'm gonna have to end this stream right now, dude. What the shit?
I'm just
You're
kidding.
killing me, bro. I mean, it's all good. I don't hate on people. I just that's what I mean. I try not to bring politics into these
Yeah.
streams. I'll talk about opinions on my other random
Yeah.
open panels and
I mean, it was
stuff
more as
like
a
that.
joke, but you know.
Yeah. At any rate, that is not one of the questions.
Oh, okay.
Uh, all right. So Twix or Reese's,
Reese's
summer or winter,
summer.
day or night?
Honestly, night.
Yeah, that's me. I'm a night owl. Truck or car?
I guess in the end, if I could have any one that I want, I'd probably go with a truck.
Hell
If
yeah,
I
you
could
can
find
always
if I
make a
could find.
dollar with a truck.
Yeah, I was just thinking like if I could get like a super bad sports car, or if I could get like a dope souped up truck that's supercharged or something, you know, you could still do more with the
Mm,
truck.
right. Okay, you're taking your sweetheart out on a date. Are you going for a movie night or roller skating?
I don't see why you couldn't go roller skating and then go to a movie.
You really could, dude. That'd be a cool combo too. If you got the money for it. I'm just saying, I'm Scrubbalo. We go in one place and then you're getting dick down. That's you.
Hell yeah.
That's your secondary tree. What are you talking about? Both. You be
My town don't
spoiling
even
them,
have a
huh?
roller skating rink no more, bro.
No kidding. Yeah, I don't think we do either.
Dude, that shit
Fine.
looks like.
Bowling or a movie night? Is there a bowling alley?
Yeah, we got a couple bowling alleys. Neither of them are really the greatest though. But
You're breaking them down. All right. Well, fine. Movie night it is.
yeah.
Pizza or pasta?
Fuck. Good shit.
Yeah.
I'm the type of person if I order from Pizza Hut, I'm getting both.
Damn it. No, one.
Yeah, if I know
I, I
if I only have $15, then I'd probably go for the pizza. But if I have enough money, I'm getting the pasta too.
hell yeah. I dig it. I just think like you could make more with pasta. There's so many more dishes that can
Oh
be had
yeah,
with pasta
I love
versus, but
chicken
you
Alfredo
can
just
put a
because of
lot on
pasta.
pizza though. So
Mhm.
all right, the next two are kind of for your fans. So, which are you more active on, Facebook or Instagram?
Facebook all day. If there's a post on Instagram, it's because Facebook was linked to it and decided to be nice.
Right, TikTok or X, Twitter?
Um, TikTok, I have like 900 followers on, even though I don't use it at all. I should get on it more often. Like, I wish I had like a social media manager who could like do stuff for me because I feel like I don't have enough time with all the music that I'm making, and then also trying to find a job and also being a parent and dealing with a kid in school and all that stuff.
Right. No, I feel it, man. It definitely pays to be on all platforms, though. I would think, like maybe you don't have to be as active on all of them, but just to have your face out there, a tag worthy of finding you, I think is something
Dude,
worth having.
YouTube is amazing. I just started using it, the shorts on it lately, and it's like even though I don't ever use it, I've made three shorts in the last week, and each one's made over 300 to 400 views in one day, and it's like
Yeah,
amazing to
that's
me,
dope.
Yeah.
Shorts is where it's at there. All right. Pepsi or Coca Cola?
I guess if it's cold out, I'd say Pepsi. If it's hot out, I'd say Coke.
Okay. And what's your favorite Fago?
Ooh, they're all amazing. Moon Mist probably or Red Pop. I don't know. I haven't drank much Red Pop the last couple years because it's been harder on my stomach. Um, uh, yeah, probably between those two.
Okay, mine is a firework or like cotton candy. And orange is a solid choice.
Yeah, the
As a
orange I've had
treat,
time to time.
I like the candy apple and the dreamin', but I wouldn't want it all the time because it's really sweet.
The vanilla, I think vanilla cream is it, or
Some,
there's
it's
one.
orange. The dreamin' is orange, like cream, like the dream bars or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah. There's another one. It's like it's like the clear. It's all. It's a clear color one.
I think you're right, vanilla cream or something like that.
Yeah, it's one we have here in Battle Creek. I don't like that one. I think it's just vanilla, maybe.
You're in Michigan. You should have all Fago, like any and
Yeah.
every
Yeah,
Fago
depending on which store you
available.
go to, like, yeah, some have Fago and some don't. It's weird.
Face tats are dope. Uh, when are you getting face tattoos?
When am I getting a face tattoo? Man, that sounds like
Is
something a
that and
cartoon would say.
right?
Swear to God, like he's asked me that before. um, I don't know if I can reach 100,000 followers, then I will get a face tattoo. Because then I'll know I don't need
Man,
a job.
I ain't I ain't getting no face tattoos.
I need at least 100,000 followers on Facebook, and that's like no bots.
Right. Pie or cake?
Man, see, I'm a person who likes everything, so it's like it just depends on the kind of pie or the kind of cake. You know, it might be one or the other depending on what kind they
You
have.
gotta eat only one for the rest of your life. What are you eating? Pie or cake?
I'm gonna say cake because strawberry cheesecake still counts, even though it's kind of a pie.
Oh, yeah. I like your way of thinking. I like me some cheesecake. Uh, okay, you got to make a 3 mile walk in the rain or a 5 mile walk in the desert, provided water in a few shade spots. Which are you choosing?
Oh, I mean, I could walk in the rain all day.
So you're doing 3 miles in the rain?
Fuck, I'd walk 20 miles in the rain.
Well, there you have it. Uh,
Well,
Mexican food or Chinese?
fuck. Man, you with these
Yeah,
hard
yeah, that
questions. It's like I'm a
that's
fat
them
ass,
good
so I
ones,
love
man.
both.
Yeah, I'm a foodie too, even though I'm little. I like to eat.
So honestly, I'd say Mexican over the Chinese. I love me some like my favorite thing's called the Jalisco Special. It's like some flour tortillas. It's got some rice, beans, cheese. You got your steak, chicken, shrimp with some like cheese sauce over it with sour cream and stuff and all that in the sides. It's amazing.
And since you chose Mexican, are you going for tacos or burritos?
Burritos.
Yeah, I
You
feel
can
you.
do a lot more with a
Um,
burrito.
right. Surfing or skateboarding?
Hmm. I would say skateboarding because one, if I fall off, I don't want to fucking drown. And like, say like you're on a big wave and you're on the ocean, you know what I mean, and you fall off or whatever, and that thing sucks you down and you get stuck by the undertow or something and you pull it out the ocean, you're screwed, dude. Like,
Shark sitting there waiting for
yeah,
you.
he's hungry. Yay, fo. No, fuck that.
um, you're given $5,000 in cash, but you have to pick one store and spend it immediately. Where are you going?
I'm either going to Adam Osbrooks for a shit ton of beats, or I'm going to like hit up Lil Boozy's manager, see if I can get a feature. I don't know, maybe buy a shit ton of features with Seuss Mace and just do like a whole fucking album with him at that point. There's a few
Hell
things that I
yeah.
want to do.
No, that's dope. I've had people say even Walmart, they could take 5 grand and get a basic setup and some shit they need to make music. So, I had one artist, she was a mother, and she said I would go to Walmart and buy baby diapers and stuff like that. So I was set and didn't have to worry about buying that, and I could focus on this over here. I just like asking just
Yeah,
randomly. But
I just
so that's pretty cool.
if I got a chunk of money, I'd want to invest it in music. That's my biggest thing
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. Um, all right. So I have three fill in the blanks for you, and that's all I got, man. So, anybody, if you have any last minute questions, go ahead and get them in there. And when I read off this last one and he answers it, then I'll pull them up. Uh, my favorite vacation was blank.
Going to Texas to meet my sister when I was 17.
Hell yeah.
That
I
was
ain't
one of
never
those
been to.
things. I
Yeah, I
set my
have.
mind to it and did it. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't tell my mom the whole entire year I was talking to my sister, and I was planning on going to visit her during the summer after school break. And I had saved up enough money with to get my bus ticket, and I actually went down there by myself on a bus and met my sister that I'd never met. You know what I mean? And like it was like a real great experience. I met so many people that essentially are kind of like family, but not. You know what I mean? It
Right.
was, but they showed
Right.
nothing but love and hospitality down there.
That's cool. I started to say I haven't been to Texas, but I did go. Sadly, it wasn't on joyous terms, and that's why it probably kind of blanked there for a minute. But I didn't really get to see it and like really experience it. When we showed up, it was nighttime. I was picking up my son, and I was headed back. So it just wasn't a good
Man,
situation.
so riding
Um,
down there on a bus trip for 3 days was it was like nerve wracking because one, I didn't know, I was on a bus full of strangers. I wasn't even an adult. I was just turned 17. I had two iPhones, two iPads, a bunch of shit that I had, like I was a little hustler even then, so like I had a lot of shit, and I had two duffel
right,
bags with me and a little wad of cash, and I'm like, I'm going through Memphis, you know what I mean? Like I'm going to all these bus stations transferring, dude, and it's just like I didn't know if I was gonna get robbed, mugged, shot, like I didn't know, dude.
bro. The
It
craziest
was
part I do remember about going, because part of it was in the daytime. It was like a 13, 15 hour drive from Indiana. Like Georgia, there are some hills that are like, bruh, like it almost looks like a sheer just drop off, and like it's crazy. Like when you're going down them and then going up them, and like the overpass for like big trucks and semis is retarded, like
Have you ever
full
been
of.
over the Mississippi Bridge?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, dude, it was so big. I was just like, wow. You know what I mean? 10 minutes of straight
yeah.
driving over a bridge. It's like, holy shit.
It's kind of daunting. I was
Yeah.
born in Wood River, Illinois, man, right by Alton, Illinois, which is right there by St. Louis, Missouri. And they have a bridge that literally crosses over the Mississippi to get over into St. Louis, and even that alone is it's something.
Yeah. And when I got down to Texas, the air quality had changed so much because I've lived up here my whole life, and when I got down there, it was
Yeah,
like so much more salty and humid. I thought like something had spoiled in my lunchbox that I brought with me or something, and I kept telling my sisters like, "We need to clean my lunchbox. It smells funny." And she's like, "What do you mean? I don't smell anything." And I smelled it like 3 times. I'm like, "No, there's something wrong with it." And she's like, "No, you're just smelling the salty air down here." And I was like, "Is that what I'm smelling?" And it took me months to get used to it.
right, right. Capri, hello and welcome. We're just about done with this interview, but I appreciate you stopping by. Uh, okay, the bicycle I had most as a kid was blank.
We the people.
That's a bike?
Yeah, we the people. They make BMX bikes similar to like you ever heard of like Sundays or Haro, Redline, stuff like
You
that.
had fancy bikes.
I had a I traded an Xbox 360 that I fixed off Facebook for the We the People Justice of 2011. It was like a $700 bike. I tore the bike apart,
Yeah.
rebuilt it. Like I said, I'm a jack of all trades, master of some. But I rebuilt that whole entire bike. It weighed 7 pounds. I could pick it up with my pinky and throw it.
Right. Haros, I know the name. I had a cousin that was privileged enough to have one. My first bike was a Huffy Rocket, bro, like a red Huffy Power Rocket. And then the bike I had the most was probably a Next or a Mongoose GT, but I had the mags on it and
Hey,
the
I
Fat Boy
actually
pegs.
I had a Mongoose GT up in Saginaw right before I moved down here, and
Yeah,
some it got jacked from the garage while I was gone. But man, it had the original black mags, the pegs on it, and everything, dude.
that was the second bike I owned the most. A
That's dope.
stolen one.
Yeah, I swear they always get stolen.
We used to just hop on them to get across town and dip them in the like park pond and go on and
I
back.
can't say I'm proud of it, but I done that one time when I was with my cousin. I was like 14 and he was like 12, and we had like a half hour walk home, and we were just like passing like some uppity rich person's house, and there was like this like nice bike just chilling right by the edge of the road. And he's like, "Do it," and I was like, "Dare me to," and I fucking hopped on it, and he hopped on the pegs, and we took the fuck off, dude, and then dumped it like at a park right down the road from my house. That was like probably
Listen,
one of the worst things I ever done, but.
if a kid was stupid enough to leave his bike at the edge of the freaking yard by the sidewalk and I was dumb walking, I used to be a bad person, man.
It's karma
Not
though. It happened to me years later because when I was like 16, I had a bike that my grandma
oh,
gave me, and someone ran up and took it and ran off. I was like, it's just
listen,
karma.
I had my full ass scooter stolen out of my backyard, so I know it's karma. Like, I'm not above it. I probably still
Mhm.
got plenty more. That's
But
probably
like I
my
said,
life
life's
right
lessons
now.
learned. You don't. Once you have something happen to you, like when you learn, like once you learn karma's real and things keep happening to you because you're doing stupid shit, you learn to stop doing stupid shit.
Yeah, it's still paying me back 10,
Yeah.
15 years later. uh, all right. The best part about the beach, freshwater or salt, is blank.
Mm. Music and the beer. Because
Okay.
once you get a couple beers in and you're jamming to some good music, it's just good vibes as long as you're around good people. That is.
Yeah. I thought you was gonna hit me with the women in bikinis, man.
Man, that did cross my mind.
So for me, it's kind of the same thing but different. I just like the being up close to nature and seeing something bigger than me. Like you will
Yeah.
never beat Mother Nature. There's something about it, you know.
Mhm.
Call me a hippie, but you said it too. Because if you're there at that scenery with the right people, having a good old time, there's nothing
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah, that's
So
that's what it's all about is enjoying whatever scene you're in with the people you're around, even if you're by yourself on the beach. Fucking
yeah.
throw some fucking J Flow on, sit back and crank a fucking
Ah!
beer or something.
He said throw some J Flow on. That's dope. Hey, buddy, I wish I had more questions for you. We ran an hour and 12 minutes, it looks like. And I'm out of my questions, but I
You
tell everybody that they're more than welcome to come back.
All right, I got some chit chat for us though. What
Okay.
what's your favorite childhood video game altogether?
Oh, that's a hard one, man. Cause like I really fucked with 007 on Nintendo 64.
64.
But like I would almost have to pick a
Okay, you
favorite
get
per
one choice per
console.
console. One choice per console.
Right. But that's hard because Perfect Dark was almost just as good as 007, and it was supposed to be the knockoff, but I almost found it better in mission concept. And then,
Yeah.
like, Duke Nukem was fucking the shit on 64, but I would definitely, guess I'm gonna have to say, oh man,
So
Pokemon Snap. No, I'm just kidding. 007 for 64.
yeah. What
uh,
okay, PS1.
PlayStation 1, Spyro, man. Or no, probably actually that it's a B-rated game, bro. It had the little like casino gambling. You could play blackjack and like there was like 7 or 8 different like casino games. And I don't know that or what's the freaking one where you crash cars into each other?
Test drive?
Oh, test drive? No, give me a
Stuntman.
minute. Yeah, maybe.
Or
Maybe. I
Burnout.
think. Burnout, there you go. But is that on PlayStation 1 or was that on 2?
Oh, it might have been a Burnout for PlayStation 1. I'm not sure. I think there might have
That's
been.
what I'm saying. Now you really got me thinking, bro.
My
Like
favorite PS1 game was Twisted Metal. Twisted Metal
yes,
4 to be
there you
exact.
go, and that's on PlayStation One, not the original PlayStation, right?
Well, PlayStation 1 is the original PlayStation.
No, the little gray one was different. Oh no, you're right.
Yeah, that's the
PlayStation
PS1,
Two
bro.
was the next. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
my bad. So yeah, Twisted Met. I don't know. I really fuck with Spyro on that. I think though, that was on that console, right? Spyro the Little Dragon. You play that on PlayStation One.
Yeah, Spyro the Dragon came out on PS1. There, I mean, there's also more Spyros, and Crash
Well,
Bandicoot was
right,
one of my
right.
favorites. But yeah,
Okay.
they're all over on all the platform or on
I don't
PS1,
play, and then
PS2.
from there, I really didn't play Sony. I went to Microsoft. I had an Xbox for the longest fucking time, and a
Yeah,
Nintendo.
I transitioned to the same.
So like, ha- oh man, I'll even go back further. Like
Halo.
obviously, ooh, see, I didn't play a lot of Halo. I never really dug like sci-fi games, Alien. Like I don't know, it wasn't real, so it didn't
I don't know. It was the first
set with
shooting
me.
game I really played for the Xbox, and the immersive, captive, fucking 3D world with all the action going on was, and the storyline was pretty good for it. That's why I think I liked the original Halo, because at the time there wasn't really much other games like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I lied too. The last Sony console I had, I did have a PlayStation, a PSP portable, and only because I didn't pay for it. Here's a funny little story. I don't know if you want this on your interview, but I was 14 in high school, and I got my buddy high, and he was supposed to catch me a buzz back, and he never got caught me a buzz back, right? Well, fast forward, we're freshmen now in high school, and sadly his grandparents died, right? But he acquired money because of them dying, and he's like, he remembered that. And one day I just brought it up joking. I'm like, man, you still never caught me a freaking buzz back. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, you're right. So I'm just gonna give you $100. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? $100? He's like, dude, it's been like 2, 3, 4 years. What the hell? I owe you that much. My grandmother gave me. Here you go.
Hell
So I
yeah.
went and bought a PlayStation Portable because it was the thing. And the game I got was the Warriors, and that was dope as shit. So that was probably my last Sony game system or
So
whatever.
the PSP, I owned one for like maybe 3 months, and I played Grand Theft Auto. I think it was Liberty City Stories.
It was just so slow. The load
Yeah,
time. Like it was cool to
yeah.
be able to have a mobile game system that felt real, but it was so slow on loading.
Oh yeah, even the Nintendo Switch, man, it's like 15 or 30 between 15 to 30 frames per second, and every game, like they put Dark Souls remastered on it. Why?
Oh,
Who fucking knows? Game's way too big. It's laggy as hell to play. You know what I mean? Like even nowadays, like I don't really see much potential yet in these handheld consoles until they really upgrade, you know?
my homie got it when it came out, the Switch. I got my Xbox, whichever one was that year, the Elite, I think, or I don't know, some shit like that. And he got the Switch, and yeah, I don't know, I wasn't the biggest on it either. I mean, it'd be cool, yeah, if it made more sense, was quicker, but I don't know. I'm just a big fan of Microsoft, and I'm not to say if fucking Xbox didn't make their own portable, I probably wouldn't end up with it, but
Yeah.
it'd probably still be shit too. So I don't know.
I think the bigger companies like PlayStation, Xbox have seen that the portables ain't really the selling point right now because the technology ain't good enough to really make a efficient, good handheld gaming console yet. When and Nintendo has always been in the foreshadow, so more like, and they have a lot more proprietary games that like aim on other platforms. They've always tried to be the ones that come up with like the cool shit, like with the Wii, the Wii U. They're always trying to do the most innovative shit. It may not be the best
Right.
technology, but they're doing the oddball shit and getting, fans out of it still.
I just didn't understand the freaking GameCube, the fucking controllers, and it was weird,
Oh
bruh.
my gosh, yeah, I was kind of
For me, I'm
irritated when the
like,
GameCube came
sorry,
out.
y'all. You just lost me with that. Like, I'm with you, Nintendo, kind of, but no. It's
Did you
weird.
did you ever notice that the Sega Dreamcast controller is very similar to an Xbox controller?
Yeah, yeah, kind of. Really, I just think
They
like
got
the button
they got
colors are
memory
different.
packs in the back of it too. They got the
I
triggers and
don't.
memory packs in the back.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about that, but you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's my biggest thing though was like Sony. It ain't that I hate PlayStation for any reason outside of I'm just used to an Xbox controller now. The
Yeah.
bigger, I don't know. That's just how I play. And Sony is, I don't know. It feels like I'm gonna break it. I don't know. It's
Yeah, they're
not
real
as
light and nimble feeling. The
right.
only thing I don't really care about the Xbox controllers is after playing with them for more like than an hour, my hands will start to go numb. Like my back two fingers always start to fall asleep.
Yeah, yeah. I
So
feel it.
so like playing with a PlayStation 4 controller has been my favorite. I've had a few PS5s. The controllers are a little bit more bulky than the PS4. And honestly, I'm not. I don't have small hands. I wear extra large gloves. So like, I'd say the most comfortable controller for me to use is the PS4 controller. To this day, I use it.
Explosive. What color underwear is J Flo wearing?
Black.
uh, Will's awesome.
That's what's
Um,
up.
yeah. Yeah, you're not, that's dope. I'm not used to people asking me questions. That's
What's your
why,
favorite?
believe it or
What's your
go
favorite
ahead.
anime show?
I don't do anime, but if I had to pick one, I would say How's Walking Castle.
I don't think I've heard of that one.
I'll show you a freaking case. My old lady does anime. Well, doesn't do it, but she watches it. She draws furry art and all kinds of digital
I
art.
mean, I'm
And
not like super into it, but I like a couple shows like Sword Art Online and Dragon Ball Z, Inuyasha. There's one that's I think it's. I'll have to message you
so
later
look
and show
right
you the
here.
name.
There's actually two of them that ain't too bad. Like she's watched them enough times that yeah, How's Moving Castle. Sorry, is this one right here? Probably not the best view. And then Spirited Away. And those are in fact anime movies. And like I used to give her and other people crap. Not like hate on them, but you know, I'm like, I don't understand. It's lame cartoons. I'm not watching this shit. It don't make sense to me. It's just
Mhm.
blah. You know, I was that arrogant asshole about it. And but she watches it. She'll put it in as like background noise or whatever while she's doing her digital art, and I caught myself watching this one and like it
Yeah,
was actually
I can
okay.
say I gotta be in the right mood to watch anime. Like I don't want to watch it all the time. Hell, I barely even watch it at all anymore. But like when I
Well,
am
and
in the mood, though,
everybody tries to hit me with the well, you watched, I bet you watched anime as a kid. Naturally you're like, nah, but then they want to throw Pokemon in your face and shit. I'm like, okay, but that was not this kind of anime. It didn't
yeah,
even feel like anime. It wasn't
yeah, cartoon
the, you know,
almost.
right. That's a whole different world. Pump your
Mhm.
brakes, buddy, and be all
Yeah,
defensive and shit. But now
American anime
it's
versus
cool.
Japanese.
It ain't for me. Like I don't know. I do like I don't know. I said I don't really care for sci-fi, but I love the Avatar and not the like Airbender, like the little blue guys. Like I like that
Yeah,
show and whatnot. Not that I hate the Airbender, but again, that wasn't my type of shit, or
Mhm.
whatever. As you
Yeah,
mentioned earlier, I would watch some Dragon Ball Z and Yu-Gi-Oh and
yeah,
stuff like that, but it just wasn't my fancy.
yeah. Once it starts getting a little too sci-fi-ish, it sounds like.
Right, right.
So, like, do you like any like what would be like old folklore type stuff? Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Chupacabra, anything like that?
So
Aliens?
I, yeah. I mean, the government said they're real, right? They're living in the ocean. Listen, I'm not naive to think there ain't shit out there bigger and more sophisticated than us. I don't necessarily believe in Sasquatch and what Jay believes in, and I'll tell him to his face I don't. But I don't. It's a respect thing. Like if that's what you believe in, I guess that's what you believe in. I but I do believe there's more than just us. And aliens definitely aren't far fetched. I've had my own encounters with ghosts and spirits and apparitions and trying to fucking poke at the dead and
Man, so
stupid
I
shit.
got an interesting story. When I was in fourth grade, even before fourth grade, growing up, I always had dreams about aliens, like weird dreams about aliens, like, and they were weird too, like so fucking weird. Like one of them I remember so vividly, like it was always the same dream, and I would have it on different days, and I'd always for like months had the same dream. I would be coming home from school on the bus, and like I'd be looking down at like my schoolwork, and I'd look up, and everybody on the bus would be gone. And when I'd get up and like there'd just be like an empty bus. I'm like freaking out, like wondering where everybody went. And like I'd like go to walk in the house and everybody's gone. Then when I look back out the windows, there's a bunch of UFOs outside, and then I'd wake up.
Super Nugs coming out of the blue. What up, homie? Whoop whoop. What's y'all's favorite Pokemons? Definitely probably Charizard.
Damn, I was gonna say you took it right out of my mouth. I was gonna say Charizard. Second one would be Mewtwo.
If I had to pick a second one, man, I played Pokemon Go like so hard, and just that game actually allowed me to better discover Pokemon because I watched it on TV as a kid, and I collected some cards, but I didn't like really. Oh, let's battle! I wasn't like that with it. I was just collecting them. Like, hey, this is cool.
Mm.
Like, I like the Blastoise and stuff like that, or Zapdos as a kid,
Yeah, those
but
are dope.
like Cubone's fucking dope. You know what I'm saying? If you
I
know
like
what Pokemon
Nidoking.
that is. And yeah, there's some randoms that play in Pokemon Go. I'm like, this is actually a dope little fucking Pokemon.
So
Like,
I've never played Pokemon Go. I haven't played a Pokemon game since was it Emerald came out? So Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. Every single
dang.
Pokemon game prior to those, I beat every single one of them.
Pokemon Go was the shit for real. It was a good
So like
pastime.
I know like probably the first 250 Pokemon pretty well, like up to like the second gen. But like once they hit the third gen, it starts getting choppy. Then now they're like in fourth and fifth
Yeah,
and shit. I couldn't tell you any of the newer Pokemon.
right. And people are like, oh my god! It ain't even worth it to me anymore. I ain't talking Pokemon. No.
Facts. If you want to talk original OG
I'm a
games,
grown
there's the
ass
first
man, damn
150. There's the first
it.
151. If you want to be technical with Mew, we can go there.
let
But like
me
it's
let me go
yeah,
back to the witches and demons and bums. Fucking shit.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, I mean, so at any rate, I definitely I just wonder why. I guess I coincide that with I don't doubt that there ain't some kind of alien or extraterrestrial. Rather, it's fucking ET or some giant worm in the ocean that's gonna just eat us all. I
Well,
don't fucking know. And then I ask myself, well, why? Why would they just wait? All the bullshit we've done to this earth, and they've clearly had to see us do and destroy our own kind against each other. Why in the hell would they even wait? What's the wait for? Is there even a wait? Like, do they even care? Like, they're like, you guys are doing good enough killing yourselves. We're just gonna sit back and watch, or I don't know.
I don't know. When I was like 14, I had this theory that I made up that pretty much that we were put on this earth, and they say like God created us, Adam and Eve, put them on this earth, or put God put Adam and Eve on this earth, and He made them look like His own image, and da 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 da. Well, what if those aliens created humans? And growing up, I watched a movie called Prometheus. It kind of like played into my theory after I'd watched it. I was like, man, it kind of makes more sense because they kind of explain some of the similar shit. But I'm thinking I used to think that God put or the angels put us here on this planet for us to mine all the minerals, like the silver, the platinum, the gold, like for us to mine all the shit off this planet. And then once everything's been mined to where there ain't shit left, then they come here and wipe us out, take the precious metals, and go to another planet or something. But that was like just a
Where they're
little
slaves?
sci-fi yeah, like we're like just all slaves, and like we think we have power, and that's why we have different countries and different all that shit. But it's like in the end we're all just pawns, you know what I mean? And I
Right,
think
they're
that was
up
like
there
a little
just watching, waiting. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
right.
you guys do all the dirty work and think you're in control. But that was just like a
Man,
theory I came up with when I was younger.
I guess mine's just a scapegoat then. That's what it is. It ain't even a theory, just and ultimately there ain't shit I can do. If there's something that powerful, it doesn't matter what I think or know or
Facts.
cuz what the fuck can I do? Whenever he says, "Oh, you're a bug that I want to squish," I guess I'm squished. I don't know. I'm definitely not. So I say I'm spiritual, not religious. I've experienced all religions. I myself searched for faith, and man searched for faith, and one's I've been on my own since I was 16. I've been in all kinds of different churches. Let me tell you, and none of them gave me a
Hmm.
straight answer. So I just there's something created us, and if something can create a human, then why couldn't there be something else? You know what I'm saying? Now, and that I should use that same argument then, like, okay, there's a Sasquatch, but there has never been I don't care what anybody says, you have not showed us undoubtedly 100% proof. And I'm gonna believe
Hmm.
it with my own type of eyes, also type of person too. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
the
don't.
one for conspiracies because usually
Yeah,
it sounds like I'm shutting you down, and I'm not. That's how I look at like
yeah. I honestly I like to bring that subject up because of my dad, because he's always been a person who's been into that stuff. Like he loves to watch videos on the chupacabra, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, all
I
like the
they're
Yeti,
interesting until they're
Bigfoot
not.
type shit.
No, I
Yeah,
dig it.
yeah.
Some of them you can tell just seem really faked, man,
Oh
or
yeah,
like
and that's the thing that
the
sucks
same
is
redundance. Like, no, you've been walking in a circle for an hour and you heard one little.
yeah, they make noises and shit. Like some of that shit's so fucking fake. Like, and
I
you know
listen,
that.
if Violent J said, because he believes, bro, I really believe that he believes in Sasquatch and Bigfoot and that. If Violent J said, Wiggles, you're gonna shut up and you're gonna come with me and we're gonna go in this fucking woods and we're gonna really hunt some Bigfoot, I would do it. I would shut the fuck up and I would give it a valid. But
Yeah,
anything that seemed fake, I'd be like, come the fuck on, bro. We're not
yeah,
on camera. You're not lying to me, Jay. Like I call a spade in that aspect. Then and it's all
mhm,
perspective. Everything is perspective, unless obviously you really do have like some physical video evidence. Like, who's to say that you did not see something that you're telling me about? Like, you're sincere, 100%. You believe with everything in your heart that you seen something. Who am I to discredit that because I simply didn't see it, But so that's
yeah.
kind of my outlook on that one or whatever, I guess. My mom always tells me because she's religious. Um, uh, Her biggest fear is she's gonna die knowing I'm going to hell. But how can I go to a place that probably don't exist? Or
So when it comes to spirituality, I've kind of like believe more like what you were saying. Like, I'm not really much of a Christian or say like I'm a Buddhist or anything like that. Like, I've dipped into a little of like a few different religions, like reading wise. And my aunt, she loves to read all kinds of different books and scriptures and this and that, and she tries to interpret things and read stuff to me. And I've learned that like the universe is one and one is all, and like loving yourself and becoming your vibration changes, as you grow as a person. And I feel like this world is literally a living hell. And whether you invest your energy, God's mission is like to, and I say God isn't like whoever the fuck put us here, you know what I mean? Not really isn't like the
right,
Christian's Bible God or whatever, but like whoever the hell put us here, our lesson is we need to know when and where to invest our energy and to get, trying to get the best outcome out of it. Because a little in sorry Albert Einstein, but like a little action can make a fucking huge reaction. You know what I mean? It does.
right,
Shit's not always equal in this world, and like loving yourself is really the biggest thing. Like once you believe in loving yourself, and you can manifest, and you can do so much with the power of just like your own will. You know what I mean? And I've seen some crazy shit. Like a month, not less than a month ago, I was pulling up to our house, and I thought I seen a ghost fly past my windshield or a spirit, and I wasn't sure what. And I was like telling my mom, my dad, and I was like, "Guys, I just seen this like spirit fly past the windshield. Like I swear it looked like a fucking ghost. Never seen anything like it in my life." And like my dad had something like this happen to him, like when I was like 10 years old. He explained the same thing, and I was like, man, I can connect to my dad with this. Like, hey, dad, guess what? You know, I'm telling him about it, and I'm sitting back here and I'm rolling a blunt, and me and Godspeed are chilling, and he's looking out the window, and he's like, dude, there's a bunch of flashing lights in the road, and I'm like, huh? And he's like, yeah. He's like, did someone next door just die or something? And I'm thinking, okay, maybe I've seen the spirit of the dude that could have died or something. Well, we walked out to the road, and it wasn't the neighbor at all. A tree, a large tree, fell across the fucking road, dude. And I think that I had missed it, and that was my or like my guardian angel or like a spirit of a loved one or someone protecting me. Cause like, dude, like this tree was so huge it would have crushed the car that I was in. You know what I mean? And it was
Right,
not there less than 10 minutes ago. Like I didn't hear the tree fall, but I seen something fly past the windshield, and like at that point it all connected to me. Like, dude, there's greater beings out here. You know what I mean? Like something was watching over me at that moment. Cause if that would have landed on our car, I wouldn't be here right now talking to you.
right, right. I mean, I don't know. I believe things happen for a reason. I want to quote without even quoting him yet, because I don't know how he would feel about me using his quote. But believe it or not, I've been doing some old research on my favorite artist, and give me a second. I wrote it down. I don't know if I can find it, but I can resonate with what this man said. Um, okay, so and I quote Ouija Mac in an interview. He mentions that he believes a person's belief is power. So if enough people believe in that one thing, it can in fact give it power. Um, if you support it, it can open portals and dimensions rather like mentally. And I'm
Mhm.
elaborating from there. What I'm saying next is not Ouija. End quote is what I just read. And I don't know if that he means if ever I get to interview him, I'm going to ask him about that very question. But I feel like he means like more even just like spiritually, you know what I'm saying? Not
Mhm.
religiously, but just
Mhm.
if so. I don't know if you say this book, this ain't a Bible, it's just a notebook. But if you say this book is the devil, it's horrible, and you get enough people to say this book is the devil or horrible, then anybody new that approaches may just automatically assume this book is the devil or horrible. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? And it's not. It's just a book.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I would love to dig more into what he really believes on that. But I can agree with like in my own opinion. Like so I don't know. That goes to think like if I don't know. Do you believe in unfinished business? I guess is the term. If somebody dies doing something or like on their way to say they, I don't know, chopping down a tree and they didn't get it finished or get, that's probably not a good one because the tree obviously came down. But have you heard the term unfinished business or whatever?
Yeah,
Like, do you
they had
believe
a.
in that? So like their
I
spirit will still remain here, attachment, yeah, to the physical realm, which then will keep them around.
see
Otherwise, they wouldn't.
that's where I start getting into more of the spirituality thing and the vibrations. I feel like if you didn't learn to love yourself and count your blessings, like, and see, like, and love life for truly what it is naturally in this lifetime, then you're gonna be stuck here either A,
Still
indefinitely, or
learning.
I think you might even reincarnate if you don't reach that high of a spirituality. And you might, depending on what your energy like vibration is, you might reincarnate as a lower being. You might come back as a dog, you know what I mean, or whatever. I feel like you know what I mean? Like each time you ascend, you must ascend, and you have to ascend by loving yourself and building your vibration up naturally. And until you can appreciate all the aspects of this life, that's never gonna happen, you know. And they like there's things that you can do in this world that'll keep your energies low. Like watching lots of porn will keep you in the red energy field. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? That's like lust and shit. Like you want to get
Right.
up to the blues and the purples, and you know, like there's you got to look into the colors and stuff. Like there's actual books on this stuff, and it's dope to read them.
So yeah, and that's again, I think it's what you apply to it though. So I believe in. I'm different than I was when I was young, and I really do care about nature. I really do care about animals and humanity, and I believe that's a good way to live. At
Hmm.
one point, I didn't so much, but like so. I don't have I don't know. I don't know what I'd probably be worm dirt when I die. If there is in fact a hell at the end of it and the rules that are applied to go, I guess I'm probably going. But I don't
Well, I
think
know.
that I am going to your hell. I think I if I live my life and as just a decent person overall, then I'm at least going to get a halfway decent outcome. And if not, well, I guess it goes back to that. What the hell can I do?
Right,
I'm just a pawn in somebody's fucking bigger game or something's bigger game. So I don't know.
but
So
they
yeah,
also
I'm
say
not
that you're here on with your own free will for a reason, though. But it's like at some point in time, you know, I sit here and think, what the hell should I really be doing with myself? And that's like the biggest thing about it sucks having free will. It's like almost like if you were a slave or being told what to do, then you'd always know what you should do. You know what I mean? But it's like as an adult, it's like you gotta really try to
think.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, think what should I be doing with myself that's productive or like some artists don't even think that way or people don't even think that way like, being productive. They just want to wake up and get high or wake up and fuck all day or you know what I mean, do stupid
See,
shit.
and I don't get it twisted. I like to get high and I like to get a little booty, but that ain't my goal every day.
Yeah.
My goal is not to be suffering. My is to be comfortable. The ones that I care about are taken care of, and
Hmm.
outside of that, I don't. I mean, I generally want good for humanity, but within my reach and realm of what I can do, I can only just be a good person then.
Yeah.
Um, if you cross me, best believe I probably am matching you, and that's not right, generally speaking. But I don't, whatever.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
that's
probably one of
maturity
my
that I
weakest
have.
traits is definitely that like if someone like I'm getting a little bit better at it now this last year or so, but like when
Turning the other
normally
cheek or not
yeah, because
remembering some
normally
shit that
you bring
somebody
some
done
heat
to
at me,
you
I'm
in the
gonna come right
past.
back at you. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy. But I mean, that's that survival instinct. I've been on my own
Hmm.
since I was 16 and it's never stopped. I'm 32, so like but I feel I know I'm a better person than I once was and
Yeah,
I hope
and
that goes to
that's that
show
growth, you
forth.
know.
Right. And hopefully in another 10 years I'm better than I am today.
Facts. My only
Hopefully.
competition is the man in the mirror.
Right. Yeah. Shout out MJ. Damn it.
Hmm.
But yeah, this is interesting. I'm not used to being asked the questions. And I was going to talk to Rigman about getting on his show just to see, because I didn't know he was doing interviews and stuff too.
Yeah, I didn't know he was doing interviews myself either. I don't know how long you've known of Rigman, but when I first started making music, like July 2022, August 2022, somewhere on there is when I found out who he was, and I just started following him. And I sorry, I had someone try to call me.
That's that
Anyways,
focus button I done at the beginning of the stream on my phone. Nobody can do that right now.
that's dope. But yeah, man. I think we've had a pretty good podcast today, though. If I had more questions to ask you, I would. I think we've covered a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you answered all my questions, and I murdered anything that you asked me, but I tried to give an answer. And as far as Rigman, I've known him about the same amount of time, actually, like following him on Facebook. And then last year, did I really start talking to him hardcore, and then up to the gathering and whatnot.
That's cool.
But all right, I reckon we'll go ahead and wrap it up there then. And if you have any last minute shout outs or whatever you want to say, go ahead and do that. I just want to say thank you to everybody that came, hung out, and even hung out for the extended amount of questions and time and whatnot. I really do appreciate everybody wherever your support is. Rather it's liking the video or hanging out in a video or sharing out the video. For those of you that watch this on the replay, I don't know. Did you say if you have a link tree with all of your
Yes,
socials?
yeah, I can post it in the comments.
Well,
Um,
I'm gonna get that from you, and I'm gonna go.
oh,
That will be put in the description of this video, so
okay,
everybody
yeah.
watching on the replay and now you can find his links in the description of this video after it gets uploaded. And once we end it, I'm gonna get that link from him or those links and put them in the description of this video. I like to end my streams by saying, "Tell somebody you love them." Life is too short, and you just don't know who needs to hear that shit. And it just might be you that can change their course or path. So, spread that love. Um, and thanks, man, for coming on.
Yeah, so I'd like to give a shout out to my mom, my family, all these all the people who've really been there for me since day one that got me inspired and even wanting to start in the musical journey, which would be Protege, Peso, fucking McNast, Jacob Peters, Cartoon, Thick Chris, Godspeed Kazoo, Rocky Rob's been there for me the last, about I've known him for a little over a year now. Shout out to Got Bud Records. I would be wearing my chain right now, but it broke. But just to flash that in the
Oh
video. Shout out
yeah,
to Got Bud Records. I mental health has really gotten or my mental health is really what got me started in music. So I really like to help out other people any way I can. If I see a stranger on Facebook going through something, I might comment some advice, message them personally, and say something nice to try to help them get through their day. It doesn't matter. A little love goes a long ways these days. So always
yeah.
sharing is caring.
Oh yeah, man. Thank you very much. And folks, that's all we have for you. Until next time, I'm Wiggles. He's J Flow Antes, and we're out of here.
Have a nice day.